Wow, we're going right up. We are riding in the clouds up here. Such a pretty spot in here. Hey everyone, welcome to a rocky ridgeline on the north end of the Pahvant Mountain range and another grand adventure with MinerBiker, the new Ari La Sal Peak, and one trail dog. We are up here on, like I said, on the north end of the Pahvant Mountain range, and the objective for today is to ride some new stretches of trail I've never been on along the top of the mountain range, and then descend the rocky, wild rock canyon that comes out by Maple Grove Campground. I've hiked that one. I've been wanting to ride it for a while, and I know it's going to be wild. So without further ado, we'll jump back to the bottom, bring you along for what has been quite a tough, stiff climb to get up here, and then continue on with the adventure. Should be great. Here we go. 6 miles of road riding in, dirt road. Now we're heading up into Loafers Canyon. We'll be climbing right up on the top of that rugged rocky mountain ahead of us. First about half of the Loafers Canyon trail is ATV double track. So I do have a video from Loafers Canyon 3 years ago, almost 3.5 now. I took bike up to the top and then just rode down it. This is a wild trail to come down. Steep, vicious trail to go up. I did ride my new La Sal Peak down Spinal Tap a few weeks ago and videoed that. The first video featuring the new La Sal. This is its first like proper adventure ride it's come on. Decided to bring it today just because it deserved to get out on a proper adventure ride. And because having hiked Rock Canyon before, I know that descent's gonna be wild. Really steep. I wanted the big bike for that descent. Alright, here's the end of the double track. Now we're going to do a lot of hike biking. A beautiful canyon, but boy, it's steep and rugged. A few fall colors still left. The maples haven't completely dropped all their leaves. Oh, the Sal's getting its first chance to ride me up a mountain. Almost up the really steep stuff. That's not too bad from here on. We made it, sweetie. Made up the really steep part. Oh. I'm glad I didn't have to cut that tree. Cut the big one. My wife and I have hiked up here several times. I always called this area through here the Christmas tree forest. All these little healthy, young, well-shaped pine trees look like a Christmas tree plantation. Alright, doesn't look like much, no sign or anything, just a cairn. This is the top of the Loafers Trail and where it intersects the trail that runs along the top of the ridge up here. On this top trail you head that way to the north, takes you towards Scipio Pass. This way to the south, where we're going, is going to take us down towards Coffee Peak. Alright, southwards we go. On a stretch of trail I've never been on before. Wow, we're going right up. Turning straight up. Got there's an overlook looking right down Loafers Canyon that we climbed up. There's Scipio Lake right out here, and up over the valley towards Gunnison and Skyline Drive over there with clouds sitting on it. Cool view from up here. A nice dog up here. Beautiful bicycle up here. There's a steep, rugged push up this stretch of ridge. some low clouds rolling over the ridge right over there, the direction we're headed. Wasn't expecting that kind of weather today. You never know up here, especially this time of year. There is no trail. There ain't enough trail there to hook a tire on. Definitely not enough to pedal across. Trying to pedal and just sliding downhill and hooking your uphill pedal on the side of the mountain. MinerBiker trail. Oh. Highway takes you towards down into what's called Indian Ranch and Wide Canyon. There's where we just came from. No trail signs to be seen up here. Is down below us, that big meadow area is Indian Ranch. It's a branch off of Wide Canyon that comes up from just north of the town of Holden. Oh, look, these low clouds just rolling. Not storming or anything, they're just low. Didn't think we'd be biking in the clouds. I thought it was supposed to be sunny today. Goes to show you can't trust the forecast. Sure is pretty though. See clear out in the West Desert in the distance out there. It's sunny out there. Look at these clouds. This is crazy. On a day that was supposed to be sunny. So cool. Riding in the clouds up here. my goodness. Look at that. We're literally in the clouds. That is so cool. Definitely not what I was expecting to get to experience up here today, but here we are, and it's amazing. Kind of chilly too. All of the aspen leaves carpeting the trail. They're all done for the year. Oh my goodness, there's a patch of snow. Okay, yeah, there's snow. I knew it snowed up here probably a week or so ago, but I thought it was all gone. There's a little bit left. What do you think? Haven't had snow to eat for quite a while, huh? In the clouds again. I am pleasantly surprised how good this trail is along this stretch. Definitely not very heavily used, but it's a pretty well established bench. And trees are clear, everything nicely rideable. And did I mention it's in the clouds, at least at this particular time? It is in the clouds. Down tree. Dropped into a bit of a saddle. Now I'm gonna have to climb back up the other side. Getting all blood pumping. Rock. Deep old forest up here. such a cool trail. Way better to ride than I was anticipating it would be. Obviously some steep hike-a-bike spots either direction. Overall, way better to ride than I was anticipating. I hoped it'd be this good, but I was mentally prepared for it to be worse than this. Ooh, that's a tight squeeze. And here's going to be the end of the Coffee Peak Road. Scipio Pass Trail, number 005. Right over here is where another trail dives off. This one drops off down into Spring Canyon, which is another branch off of Wide Canyon. Save that one for another day, huh, sweetie? Now we're gonna ride the road for a little ways past Coffee Peak, through what's called Robbins Valley, and on to the top of Rock Canyon. Well, this fog's thick in spots up here. You can only see like 100 feet down the road. It's halfway to winter up here. Woo, that's chilly. Normally you'd have a good view of Robbins Valley here as we're dropping into. It's all full of fog. Can't see a thing. Good girl. Cut that corner. Finally had to stop, put my base layer and insulated gloves back on. I was getting too cold. That sustained downhill. Woo! Over here to old Robbins Lake. Robbins Valley is a beautiful area up here tucked in the mountain. Unfortunately, it's very heavily grazed. So you come up here during the summer and it is full of cows. Thankfully now, cows are gone. This is Robbins Lake. Very pretty spot, especially when the aspens are green or in the fall when they're yellow. But unfortunately, you get a lot of cows up here and this thing just turned into a watering hole for them, which is sad because it's such a pretty spot. A set of black bear prints on the road right there. And you move, you're walking right on them. Looks like a fairly decent sized black bear. I'm gonna walk down the road. Not too long ago either. Yeah. Let's do some climbing and get the blood pumping again. Alright, here's our Rock Canyon Trail. Turn off. Hey, right here, straight ahead is the Cedar Springs Trail, which is just a fork off the Main Rock Canyon Trail. Not doing that one today. The Main Rock Canyon Trail goes this way. That's the one we're gonna go down. There's the reason I wanted the big bike for this descent. Doing good? What a steep, squirrely trail. Yeah, down in all the maples and the oak that a lot of them still have their fall leaves on. I knew there'd be some stretches of this that would not be worth the risk of trying to ride. maple leaves on the ground. That's pretty. There's where we came from. Right there is the Cedar Springs Trail that branched off up at the top. Comes down right there. Oh, finally got warm enough to put my regular gloves back on. That looks like cows have ripped this up pretty good on their way out of here. Small side trip down here. Ah, this spot's so pretty. Such a pretty spot right in here with the creek coming down, and then you hit all these ledges and stuff. So pretty, especially with the leaves, makes it even prettier. Such a pretty spot in here. Gorgeous pool with all the leaves floating on it. Oh, what a magical little spot. Maple Grove Campground. We survived. A little dicey in spots, but we survived. Great big springs in here. All this water comes out of. This is not the same creek that's coming out of the canyon. This all comes out of these huge springs right here. Oh, those maple leaves, wow. So pretty. There we are. And yes, you'll notice we have a cap on our truck now. Pretty sweet. Alrighty everyone, there you have it for that pretty awesome epic route over and up Loafers, and then along the top all the way past Coffee Peak through Robbins Valley and then down Rock Canyon. That was pretty awesome. I have to say, definitely that top trail was better for biking than I was thinking it would be, which was awesome. The clouds up there were just incredible. It got a little cold there for a little bit, way colder than I was expecting it to get today, but riding literally in the clouds and watching them blow through the trees and stuff was just magical. That was a gift to get to experience that. And then Rock Canyon was about what I expected it to be. Coming down, steep, wild, rugged. Having hiked it before, I pretty well knew what I was getting into with that one. Knew there was going to be a few stretches that were not going to be worth the risk trying to ride out here by myself. But overall, awesome. Overall, glad I brought the La Sal Peak. Cascade definitely could have done that, but on that rugged descent, it was definitely nice having the long, slack bike. Definitely handled that just a little bit better, and it still pedals and climbs incredibly for such a big bike. My little puppy's getting tired. She's ready to go home and get some food. She's off a good dog though. Such a good little trail dog. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Make sure to check out other videos for sure, like when I rode down Loafers Canyon a few years ago. Also in the next canyon to the south from Rock Canyon, Faro Canyon is pretty epic as well, kind of similar in a lot of ways to Rock Canyon. And any other stuff that'll be in the cards in the upper right hand corner. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Leave us a comment, leave us a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out Ari Bikes, fantastic quality bikes, best bang for your buck in the industry, and the best customer experience you'll find anywhere when you're looking to buy a bicycle. So make sure to check them out and keep digging up new places to ride, hike, or otherwise adventure and experience the great outdoors under your own power is always the best.